Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this midday edition of the bilingual newscast on Équinoxe television. We'll begin this news with education, as preparations are already steaming up ahead of school resumption come September 5th right here in Cameroon. Parents in Lom in the Mungo division have already begun purchasing last-minute items which their children will take back to school. Meantime, school establishments are already giving the schools a new facelift to prepare their students ahead of the 5th of September. Details with our reporter Innocent Aze.
Quality, beautiful and expensive school bags hanging in front of a shop at the Lom market in the Mungo division of the Littoral region, waiting for buyers. Parents ignore and go for the auctioned ones because of low income and hardship.
Parents are crying that there's no money outside.
Before, they could afford at a reasonable cost, but today, everything is expensive. Their choice for the cheap, low-quality bags and items is justified by a trader who is also caught in the web.
We are also crying that the price of last year, this year we see that the price of last year has changed. The carton that we used to buy for 27,000, this year we realize ourselves that we buy at 31,000. So you see that if we buy like that, we cannot sell at the price of last year. So when we try to add price, parents also cry that the price is too much. They cannot afford the money to buy that such type of price. Preparation
for back to school is also gaining steam in different educational establishments. Benches are made ready. Walls and structures renovated and painted. School compounds kept hospitable and friendly. Some of the school authorities affirm they are set to effectively kickstart the academic year. Staff members of some of the schools visited encouraged pupils and students to be present on day one, noting self-discipline, early preparation, coupled with hard work, guarantee good academic performance.
And still in education, owners of tailoring workshops and vendors of school uniforms say they are witnessing a timid sale of school uniforms few days to school resumption. According to these vendors, speaking to some vendors in markets in Douala, they complain of financial difficulties, which is the reason behind the timid sales. Details with Fomi Armstrong Sanda.
From the Douala Central Market, the new Daido to Vinkololo Market, owners of tailoring workshops and vendors of school uniforms say business remain extremely timid few days to school resumption in Cameroon.
As you can see outside there are so many uniforms, but the parents are not buying. They are saying that it's difficult, times are hard.
These, they say, is different from what obtained last year.
As compared to last year, I can say that last year was a bit better, because last year by now I had so many customers who were coming to sew, not even to buy. But this time around, they are only coming to ask the price and then they will go.
Another observation is the increase in the prices of school uniforms attributed by vendors to an increase in the prices of materials. For primary school kids, prices ranges from 4,000 to 5,000 francs, while those of secondary school kids cost between 6,000 to 7,500 francs. Parents, on their part, blame it on the lack of means, face part the will to get new uniforms for their children. The old students will have to use their old school uniforms for the meantime, while we struggle with the young ones. Some vendors, however, remain positive that things will get better as days narrow to Monday 5th September 2022 in Cameroon.
And right now, let's take a look at some covered pages sold right here in the city of Douala. Contrary to previous years, some of these covered pages had obscene images, but now there has been a positive improvement, and this time around, most of the books now have educative information. Our reporter AC Lucy Liengo visited some markets where these books are sold and now tells us about some of these covered pages.
As preparation for back to school intensifies, parents put less attention to book covers. Most books carry designs that can distract kids during lessons.
Yes, it's a distraction to children, because somebody like me, I've gone through it, was a distraction because When I was in primary school, a teacher is maybe writing on more. I'm concentrating on drawing what is on my page of book. So I see that as a distraction. So for me, if you want to buy a child book, you want that child to concentrate in class, please don't buy the book that is having maybe these cartoons on it, because they will be learning how to draw about it. Let them learn how to draw what is being written on board, not what is on the book.
Some parents say cover pages do not impact them because their concern is the number of pages demanded by the school.
Moi particulièrement, quand je viens faire des achats, je suis toujours muni d'une liste venant de l'école des enfants.
Me in particular, when I come to get my kids, I don't have a choice. What I consider is the pages, the number of pages. So far, it is what the school demands. That is what I buy. I don't consider the cover page, be it with stars or what. I don't really consider it.
Je ne prête pas attention. L'essentiel c'est que le cahier soit dans les normes.
According to some booksellers, the Ministry of Commerce had prohibited the sales of such books, which are designed with pictures of stars.
On s'est rendu de plus en plus compte que les enfants, les élèves s'identifiaient.
We understand that most children while in class concentrate on stars found on their cover pages. They don't pay attention to what the teacher is saying on the board. They get confused by the images seen on their books. This is the reason why the Minister of Commerce stopped the production of books with design covers, personalities, artists that tend to sway the concentration of children. To that effect, we now have book covers with important drawings like monuments, beautiful nature, a statue, an image of a mountain like Mount Cameroon. Eventually, we also have important pictures like Maths timetable that has not changed. It is very important because it plays a great role to a child's education.
Il y a la table de multiplication qui n'a pas disparu sur la couverture de cahier. Et c'est ce qui est un peu plus important.
Kids, on their part, enjoy such books who to them are their icons.
Aussi les cahiers d'où le design est bien.
There are pictures of players like Samuel Eto'o that I love having on my book because my dream is one day becoming like him.
Donne un espoir demain de faire comme lui.
It is relevant for parents, guardians to have a close look of the genre of books bought for their children, mostly that of stars, which may have a negative impact on them while they are in class.
And away from education, members of the Cameroon Employers Association, JCAM, say government's recent move of seizing cosmetic products that could result to skin bleaching will negatively affect those dealing in the cosmetic sector. They urge government to take into consideration the number of persons that could become unemployed as a result of this new strategy. Details with Ann Abila.
For some time now, the Ministry of Public Health has been on an offensive against skin whitening and skin bleaching products, especially those containing hydroquinone and other substances which are judged dangerous to the health. A team from the Ministry of Public Health plus that of Trade and Commerce now identifies, seizes and destroys cosmetic products which contain skin bleaching substances.
Nous sommes aujourd'hui dans cette parfumerie qui est un point de départ pour une vaste campagne.
We are at this cosmetic shop as a starting point for a campaign to kick out every skin whitening product used in Cameroon by women, men and even children to bleach their skin.
J'utilise que ce soit les hommes, les femmes, les enfants pour blanchir la peau.
This move by the ministries to stop the commercialization of skin bleaching products in Cameroon doesn't sit well with the employers' cartel JCAM. In a recent communique signed on August 31 and addressed to the Ministry of Public Health, JCAM says law number 29 of April 4, 2014 stipulates inspection and control modalities in Cameroon, but doesn't indicate precise documents must be presented. Adding that most of the products imported into or exported from Cameroon is considered to have normally been controlled at the port. JCAM in the communique wishes the seizure and destruction of cosmetic products with hydroquinone and others could be suspended for now, while the group and the Ministry of Public Health consult in a bid to find a common ground.
And on to something else, several neighborhoods have been submerged in floods in the southwest region of Cameroon as a result of the consistent heavy rains witnessed in that area. And now local authorities are looking for means on how to combat the problem of floods, which is affecting almost all of the southwest region. Details with our southwest correspondent, Davison Maimo. We'll be coming to this report done by Davison Maimo, where he says as a result of the heavy rains witnessed in the southwest regions of Cameroon, several neighborhoods are now flooded, but now local authorities are now strategizing on how to combat the problem of floods in that part of Cameroon. Davison Maimo tells us more.
Heavy rains in the seaside resort city of Limbe has left some neighborhood inundated. Neighborhoods such as Cassava Farm, Church Street, Class Quarters and Manga Williams Avenue are the most hit, with the Njengele River overflowing its banks. The overflow of the Njengele River that cut across this neighborhood is said to have been provoked after all the bridges and culverts were blocked by debris and household waste. To remedy the situation, excavator caterpillars from the Limbe City Council are in the field to clear the river path so as to provide free flow of the river. Limbe City Mayor Paul Efomengale says the Limbe City Council alone cannot totally solve the yearly flooding in Limbe.
We must need a canal here in Limbe to stop flooding Limbe or to reduce it to a certain level, and as such, like I said, it's a very big project and we are going to look for partners, but I also know that the government too is there to make sure to assist us to see how we can do, because it's a very big project that cannot be handled only by the city council.
The city mayor added poor garbage disposal from city dwellers is said to be a contributing factor to the yearly flooding.
We need to know how to manage our waste. The way we do away with our waste is a little bit challenging. That is why you see that this flood is also caused by human actions.
Accompanied by the mayor of Limbe 1 municipality, Eposim Boye says combating flooding in Limbe should be everyone concerned.
It's a very big challenge to all of us. So let all of us put our hands together to make sure that this water in the subsequent years, we should eradicate this flood.
Some of the people living in the affected neighborhood have all relocated, living with family members and friends, waiting for the rains to subside.
And that's it for this midday edition of the news on Équinoxe Television. Thank you so much for your keen attention. Up next is PG News Debate presented by Ambassador. And for me, have a lovely day.